What's up, YouTube? If you're new here, my name is J.R. Smith. I'm a first-year medical student at the Mayo Clinic. And before we get started in this video, I have to first apologize. I know usually I say new videos every week, new videos every week, new videos every week, and you're not gonna wanna miss one. But you may have noticed I missed a video last week. I did not post a video last week. I have been extremely busy, but that is what this video is for, to explain myself. And also, I'm going to make it up to you guys, but we'll talk about that a little later. So this past week, we took our finals for the two courses that we were in. If you've been following this channel for a while, you know that I've been taking biochemistry and histology during my first block of medical school. And medical school started 4 weeks ago, and we have already completely gone through all the material needed for those two courses and took our final in just 4 weeks. So that's crazy. And because things were so accelerated and moving so fast, I felt like I haven't really had the chance to come up for air and necessarily do some of the other things outside of medical school that I enjoy, like making these videos for you guys. So I just want to give you guys a quick update on what this past week was like for me, what the finals were like, and some of the other things that I have been up to. So the first final that I had was our biochemistry test, which we took on Wednesday of this past week, and it was broken down into two components. One component of questions written by our teachers, and another component of questions written by that National Board of Medical Examiners, the NBME. And our professors are pretty adamant about utilizing the questions from the NBME because those are the ones that are going to best prepare us for STEP and our other national board examinations. And I am proud to say that every single person in my class, because they are all flat out geniuses, passed not only the final, but the entire class. And so everybody in my class has gotten through biochemistry successfully. And I know it may seem crazy that we went through all of biochemistry in just 4 weeks, and it did require lots of late night and early morning study sessions and things like that to get through, but it is incredible just to think about how much I have learned in this short period of time. Just thinking back and knowing that 4 weeks ago, I didn't even know what some of these diseases or disorders were, and now knowing that I have an actual understanding, a surface level understanding of so many different diseases and disorders and the mechanisms behind them absolutely blows my mind and just further makes me excited about this medical school experience that I am on. Now, in terms of histology, we had the option to take our final either this past Friday, just a few days after our biochemistry final, or next Friday. And I opted to take it this past Friday, mostly just because I was ready to be done. I was ready to enjoy a relatively quieter week this coming week, where we just have our ethics course and not much else required of us. And I was just excited to be done with everything. So I opted to take it early, just a few days after biochemistry, and we won't get those results back until everybody takes the exam, so that won't be until next week. But it feels good to be done with it. Prayers up for your boy. Hopefully I did well, and hopefully I can just be completely done with this first block in general, but I am just going to assume that that's how it is so I can enjoy this week and not have too much pressure and anxiety building up about whether I did well on the exam or not. So we're gonna assume until proven otherwise, but never hurts to send up a prayer for your boy. Now, in terms of the format for the histology exam, we actually took the histology shelf exam. And now shelf exams are, again, an exam from the NBME, that National Board of Medical Examiners, that pertains to a specific subject. And the subject usually pertains to specialties or departments like neurology or surgery or internal medicine, but they also have a histology shelf exam. And so our professors opted for us to take that histology shelf exam, which is a good kind of indicator of your overall breadth of knowledge in that particular subject. And so I will say I think it was a little more difficult than the biochemistry one. It was longer, and they were all board questions, but I am actually happy for the opportunity that we had to experience taking a shelf exam so early in our medical school careers, literally 4 weeks in, and we're already taking shelf exams. And so I think in the grand scheme of things, that's gonna be really good for my class and just for us as a whole in terms of our preparedness for the other pretty difficult exams to come. Now, I do wanna mention something that did make this week and this past just 4 weeks a little more difficult and maybe more stressful than it would have been otherwise. So if you've been following this channel for a while now, you may know that I've been working on a few research projects on the side of all of my medical school responsibilities. And I'm happy to say that they are on their last leg of being completed and hopefully published, but that means that I actually had to do quite a bit of work on these research projects while trying to manage studying and getting prepared for my exams and making sure I understand all the material, because it was a lot of material. Now, luckily it wasn't too much work because it was just completing a few edits and revisions that the journal gave me, but it was still something that I just felt like I had on my plate, something that I had additional to do. And so I think that just raised the stress and anxiety levels for these past few weeks. But again, hindsight is always 20/20. Anytime that I feel like I've been pressed with so much stuff going on, I end up being exactly where I need to be on the other end of it. And so it was difficult at times, and I did feel overwhelmed at times, but now that all of it is done and I am finished with everything and I actually get to take a step back and breathe and think about things, again, things are going to be okay. So if you feel swamped with stuff, make sure that you understand hindsight's 2020. Think about another time in your life that you felt swamped. Look at where you are now. You're fine. Same thing will happen. So that is something that I am trying to get ingrained in my own head, and hopefully that will stick in the next time that there is a lot going on in my life that I have a responsibility over. So now with the research being basically done and my finals being done, I feel like I can finally spend some time and get rejuvenated and kind of fill my cup back up. I'll be able to do the biggest thing that I love, which is spending time with Madison and Blaze and getting that family time. I may be able to spend some time with my classmates outside of just seeing them on a Zoom screen. And I'll also be able to do more things that I just personally enjoy, like making these YouTube videos for you guys. And oh yeah, that reminds me, since I missed last week, I want to make it up to you guys by dropping 2 videos this week. I'll be dropping a separate video going over an organizational tool that I recommend to everybody, whether you're in medical school or not. It's something that I have used to keep myself afloat with everything that I have going on, and I think it is an amazing tool for anybody in terms of getting organized and just making sure that you can put the best quality of work out there in everything that you have to do. Because I know for a lot of us students, we have a lot of things on our plates, whether they're extracurricular, whether they're our academics or just our personal pursuits. And so I'm gonna show you guys how I kind of organize all of that in a few days in the next video, and I hope that makes up for missing last week. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and as always, keep evolving, and I'll see you guys next time.